So I want to speak on a couple things that I've been seeing concerning having children, right? And for those of y'all who don't know, I don't have children, okay? But that doesn't mean I can't speak nothing about the topic, right? Y'all love to silence people in any perspective. Well, you don't have kids or so. Well, I'm finna comment on it anyway, okay? So the first thing that I saw that prompted this video was that there was some woman on some reality television show. I don't even know who it was or what show it was, right? But apparently she has a young child, and people were dragging her because they were like, you went on a TV show and didn't see your child or talk to your child for 6 weeks. Like, that's mad wild, right? Because you know when you go on reality TV, you can't have your phone because people are going to be recording behind the scenes, posting spoilers and stuff, all of that, right? So some people were saying, well, moms deserve breaks, right? She left her, child with family members who took care of it. So, she deserves to have that break. Other people were saying, not so much, right? Then the second thing that I saw that's prompting this video was a conversation between mothers who breastfeed and mothers who don't. And a lot of times there is this, this thing repeated, fed is best. As long as your baby is fed, then that is what is best for him or her. And mothers who formula feed shouldn't be shamed or anything, right? So again, I'm going to speak on this topic from the perspective of someone who doesn't have children. And that's pretty much it. Either you're going to click off of this video or you're going to listen, and that's going to be that. Now, like I said, I don't have children, okay? And let me tell you something that I notice about people who do have children. Very rarely do I see people planning to have kids or putting in any serious thought or anything like that. What usually happens is that somebody has sex, maybe unprotected or maybe protected. Maybe they just got caught lacking, right? They get pregnant and then they're just like, okay, well, I'm pregnant now, so I might as well have it, right? That's usually what happens. And a lot of times you see people who don't really acknowledge everything that goes into having a child. They kind of just view it as a milestone, right? It's kind of just like, okay, well, I did this thing, I did that thing. Now it's time to get into a relationship, get married, have a child. That's just the milestones of life that I'm carrying out, right? A lot of people don't put any actual serious thought into it, right? And this is the reality. This is the reality. When you have a child, you're going to have to make a lot of sacrifices. Why do y'all think I don't have a kid? Because I don't want to sacrifice for nothing to nobody. Not right now, at least, right? Right now, I want to put myself first. That's why I don't have no kids. Now, maybe one day I'll be like, okay, you know what? I'm in a position where I'm ready to sacrifice and put somebody before me. All right, I'm ready to have a child, okay? But right now, absolutely not. Now, there's lots of nuance to this, lots of complexities, right? It's not all black and white. So in reference to that mother who went on whatever reality television show and she left her child with her family members, in their care, right? Let's address the reality, okay? Now, I don't know how old that child was, but unless the child was older, and could understand, oh, my mom is off doing a show and that's why we can't talk right now and she'll be back soon and, whatever, right? Which I'm sure the child wasn't if people are talking all this mess, right? Then the child doesn't understand that you're off recording the show, right? All the child knows is that you're not there, right? At that young age, the child is expecting to see your face and hear your voice every day. And if that's not happening, they're just going to think that they got abandoned. That's the reality, right? And a lot of people are saying, oh, well, mothers deserve to have breaks and so and so and so. And that's true. That's very true. And that's another thing to think about as a woman, because we all know good and well that the unfair burden of raising a child falls on women. We all know that. Like, look around you. Whenever two people have a child, the mother is primarily tasked with making all of the sacrifices and carrying all of the burden of it. We all know that. Absolutely, mothers deserve breaks 100%, right? But again, this is the type of stuff that we have to think about before we have kids, right? Like, ladies, let's have a real conversation. Now, I understand when you're in a relationship with a man or you like him a lot or whatever, right? You want to defend him. But girl, don't defend him because he going to let you down, okay? Let's be for real. Most of these men is falling off the bone, okay? And not in a good way, okay? So realistically, we know that for the majority of women who are having children, whether they're married or not, right? A huge majority of the sacrifices of child rearing are going to fall on that woman. And like I said, it's not even about not being in a relationship with the father of the child or anything like that, because countless women are married to the fathers of their children, and they talk about how they're married single mothers. Like, their entire identity is gone because all they do is raise kids all day, whereas their husband's life didn't change much. He still, goes out with his friends, does whatever. Like, his life isn't much different post, child rearing, right? And again, like I said, I acknowledge the nuance in that, right? But unfortunately, once you in that situation, it's like, girl, you got to find a better solution to needing a break than taking 6 weeks off from seeing your child. And also, I can't imagine what postpartum depression is like. I can't, I absolutely can't. But I do think that we need to try to deal with it a little bit better than not seeing our kids for 6 weeks. Like, come on now, and I'm not trying to judge nobody or downplay nothing, because like I said, I've never experienced postpartum depression, but I'm sure it must be a doozy, right? But 6 weeks, like, okay, I get you, like, okay, I got to take a weekend off or something, leave the baby with my mom or something. But 6 weeks, can't you at least come say hi for 10 minutes after a day or two or something? Like, what? Then this is the other thing. It's not even like you can even blame postpartum depression, because it's not like you took 6 weeks off and you was just like, yo, I need to go to a mommy retreat or something. Like, I need to go to the witch doctors, get my hormones back aligned, something, right? No, you went on a reality TV show. So we can't even blame postpartum depression or nothing for that. Your ass just wanted to go on a reality TV show. Let's be realistic, right? And it's unfair to your child. And of course, your child comes first. You have to make sacrifices. As somebody with a child, you got to come to terms with the fact that you're not childless anymore. You can't get up and go join a reality television show for 6 weeks and that be that. You got a child to help. Well, I mean, I guess you can, but you neglectful as hell, right? And again, we need to start acknowledging the heavy burden that being a parent is, because y'all don't be truthful about it. It takes a lot out of you. It requires a lot of you. Like I said, you can't just be outside like you're childless anymore once you have children. And honestly, I feel like part of the issue as well is the fact that y'all are having kids so young. Something I've said before is don't have kids in your 20s. Okay, I'm 28. I'm about to be 29. Your 20s are for growing up, learning who you are, because you change so much as a person in your 20s, right? And having fun. You young, right? But a lot of y'all give that up to have kids and stuff, and you're missing out. And you know that, and it burns you up inside. And that's why you be trying to be outside like the childless folks. I be seeing y'all online, right, arguing with childless people all day. What? I can still get up and go on vacation immediately. I can still do this, that, so-and-so, as if I don't have a child. Well, something's wrong, because you shouldn't be able to do that. You shouldn't be able to do that. Because even if you got money, which is a lot of the argument, a lot of times, like, a lot of people be having kids before they have the money to do it. So, of course, that holds them back from a lot of experiences, right? Even if you got the money, realistically, you can't just jump up and take your child wherever, because guess what? Your child need to be in school. Like, what are we talking about, bro? Like, look, let's just face the reality. Once you have children, your life is different. And the fact that I be seeing y'all online arguing with childless people so much, talking about, what, my life ain't different at all, that means you weren't ready to have kids. You're not ready to deal with your reality at all. Then let's get into that Fed is best narrative that I saw, moms having when they were going back and forth with breastfed versus non-breastfed moms, right? Now, I will say this, because again, there's lots of nuance, complexities. It's not black and white, right? I will say this. Some women try to breastfeed and they really can't for whatever reason, okay? And if that's you, then you should not be judged at all. That's unfair. The point of formula is to make up for the fact that some women can't breastfeed, or maybe they don't produce enough milk, right? That's what formula is for. But what I want to address is that I saw some people saying, oh, well, yes, some mothers can't breastfeed or they don't want to. And that's what formula is for. If you don't want to breastfeed, then guess what I'm about to say? You shouldn't have a child, because again, you have to come to terms with the fact that having a child is a sacrifice. And realistically, yes, breast milk is way better for your child than formula milk. So if you have a child and you say, I don't want to breastfeed, I'm going to just give my child formula, then you are a whack ass bitch. And like I said, it's different if you try to breastfeed and you can't, absolutely. But if you just don't want to breastfeed, then don't have a kid. I remember in graduate school, I took a reproductive physiology class, right? And we had one lecture on like lactation and all of that stuff, right? And we looked at breast milk under a microscope, and there was so many nutrients in it and stuff, like so much stuff, right? And we were learning in the lecture, oh, this is the composition of breast milk is this percent, this percent this percent that, so and so and so, right? Then we compared it to cow milk, which was this percent that, right? And you can see there was a vast difference in the percentages, right? And then we compared it to formula, and then we looked at formula under a microscope as well, right? And when I tell you it was empty, like when I tell y'all the breast milk was like, it was like, I can't even describe it. There was so much stuff, so many vitamins and nutrients and so and so, right? And the formula was just completely empty, right? Realistically, your body accommodates for what your baby needs. Like, your breast milk changes composition based off of your baby's needs. Baby, when I tell you your body is an amazing thing, like, come on now, right? So for you to sit there and pretend that some whack-ass, weak-ass formula is at all, like in any capacity, comparable to breast milk, bitch, you're dumb. There's no other way. Or bitch, you're ignorant, maybe. Because maybe you just never learn, okay? But stop repeating that stupid shit that fed is best and formula is just as good, because it's fucking not, right? Now, of course, in addition to the fact that some women can't breastfeed, some babies have problems. Maybe they can't latch for whatever reason, or they need some special formula because they have whatever, right? Okay, then of course you got to do what you got to do. You got to give your child formula. It is what it is. But again, I'm addressing the folks who were talking about, yeah, some moms don't want to breastfeed, so they formula feed. Bitch, don't have a baby then. If you don't want to breastfeed, don't have a fucking baby. Like, this is what I'm talking about. Part of having a baby is, again, sacrificing. Even if you don't want to breastfeed, even if it's like, you know what, like, that's gonna hurt when the baby latches, my titty's gonna be sagging after so and so, I really don't want to do it. Well, again, the whole point of having a child is sacrifice. So, like, what are we doing here? If you're not ready to make that sacrifice, don't have a child. Now, look, I can't speak on the love that a parent feels for their child, because all I got is my little kiss. Come here, Reveal. I'll kiss you up, right? I can't speak on that. I cannot speak on that at all, right? But what I will say is that I really do feel like, this is a fact, right? Most of the folks having kids simply got caught up and was like, well, I'm pregnant now, might as well have the child, right? It was not planned. It was not actually something that was like, okay, I'm ready to do this. No, it just happened, and now you're like, well, we along for the ride now, right? Most of the people who have kids are not ready to have kids, and they're not ready to make those sacrifices. And I feel like more realistic conversations need to be had surrounding kids. Like, don't get me wrong. Talk all day about how much you're going to love your kids and how you'll never know a love like it. Hey, that's important, right? But also talk about the sacrifices that you will make. Like, come on, be honest about it. Don't lie to people and say it's just all gung-ho and willy-nilly and golly gee willikers, I'm having the time of my life. Because realistically, once you have a kid, you're never going to be the first person in your life again if you are a good parent. And I'm tearing up because I don't have kids, but I am so lucky, so blessed, whatever words you want to use, to have two parents who love me very much and who made so many sacrifices for me, right? And they didn't have kids till they were in their 40s because that's when they were ready, right? But I'm so thankful that they did that, because I understand the sacrifices that they made. When I look back on all of the things that my parents did, like, y'all, when I tell you I was never hungry. Growing up, my mama cooked every day. I kid you not. And now as an adult, I don't even have kids. I live alone. I will go without eating because I don't feel like cooking, y'all. I'm not even joking. Like, when I tell y'all, I'll be like, bro, I'm just going to eat sleep for dinner because I don't feel like getting in that damn kitchen. I'm not even joking. Like, bro, so when I look back growing up and I think about, wow, like, my mom will come home every day and get in that kitchen even though she was tired and make sure we had a home cooked meal to cook. That's a sacrifice, y'all. That's a sacrifice. Cause she could have heated up some noodles or something and been like, I'm tired, shit, and cause that's what I do as somebody who doesn't have kids, right? But again, when you have kids, there's so much sacrifice to make. And again, y'all have to have more honest conversations surrounding this shit, because y'all are setting people up for failure, for real.